wanted to say thank you to Julie and the Tamarisk Coalition for inviting me to be here. So you may be wondering why I'm here talking about cheatgrass, Bromus tectorum, also known as downy brome. Actually, downy brome is the official Weed Science Society of America name, but those of us who came out of the rangeland discipline, for some reason we call it cheatgrass, so I probably just call it cheatgrass. So really, this is a rangeland weed, right? What are we talking about it here when in a riparian vegetation conference? Who has ever seen cheatgrass as a secondary invasion after control? Okay, so we've got some folks, and we have a study with Anna Sher, who's back there in the back. That is a secondary invader we got. So it can be a problem even in riparian areas. Next. So, next. Go ahead. Yeah, just take that fine. So I want to start out by giving you sort of the context of the group I've been working with called the Rocky Mountain Cheatgrass Management Project. And so we started out working with a group called the Southeast Wyoming Cheatgrass Partnership, which is a group of sort of different agencies working together to sort of leverage their funds to be able to get some actual projects on the ground controlling cheatgrass in Southeast Wyoming. We put together a multidisciplinary team with ecological and economic modelers, people who study the ecology and management of cheatgrass, people who study the human dimensions of natural resource management, and also those who specialize both in research and extension. And so this group got 200 seeds per meter squared, and it usually is less than 100. Okay, so this plant has a huge advantage in places where it's growing at high density like this. So it competes with with our desired vegetation. As I was saying about the seedlings of perennial species, they're much more slow growing than this annual that puts all of its resources into growth and reproduction in that very first year. So the real problem is competition between seedlings of perennial species and seedlings of cheatgrass. Cheatgrass really usually isn't a very good competitor with established perennial species. So if you can keep your perennial herbaceous community happy and growing, that is one of the best things you can do to inhibit the growth of cheatgrass. Next slide. So with these high plant densities and its life history, which I forgot to mention that it pretty much finishes its life cycle by May or so, and then it provides this dense, fine fuel bed. It's a very flashy fuel, so then all you need is a little bit of lightning or a careless, campfire or something, and you can have a huge fire. So one of the biggest changes that it's or effects that it's had, at least in the Great Basin, is to increase fire cycles, reducing the amount of time between fires. So next slide. So in terms of the fire cycle, places that used to burn every 60 to 110 years are now reported to burn every 35 years. So that is not enough time for perennial species like sagebrush to get established again. It takes about 10 years for sagebrush to get established. So that fire return interval is just too different. I don't know if in this part of the state we've seen that fire frequency increase yet. I don't think we have on the Front Range or in the southern parts of Rocky Mountain regions of Wyoming. But it's something that with climate change we may be moving towards a situation where that can happen. Okay. So one of the other things that it does is it changes nutrient dynamics. And this can be very important because the resource availability is a real important determinant of which species are going to do best when. So first of all, it changes the distribution of nitrogen in the soil profile. Paul Blank did some work that showed that under areas that have been invaded by cheatgrass for 10 years had less nitrate, or nitrogen actually, in the top 30 centimeters than areas that had not been invaded. So there were also different minerals that had changed in the distribution in the soil profile. So the idea is that over time, you may actually lose nitrogen. It's annual, so every year the tissue grows and dies and gets broken down in the usual decomposition process. So it makes for a more leaky system that nitrogen can be lost from either by leaching, volatilization, or uptake by plants. So next slide. aspect, so I wish I had my pointer, but you see that red line there, we've identified that somewhere along here, somewhere along this continuum from cheatgrass free up to cheatgrass dominant, you have a threshold beyond which, so we're just using this ball and cup diagram as a way to conceptualize how this might work. So if the ball rolls down into the pit, this deep pit, it's going to take a lot of input. It's going to take a lot of resources to get it back out of there, which means to get your plant community back to somewhere that you want it to be. So if you're in your cheatgrass free area, then you're going to be focusing on prevention. If you've got just a little bit, you might have the opportunity, like Mitch was talking about before with that one Phragmites site on the Republican, you can actually eradicate the species, okay, at least locally, right, if you just have a little bit. If you get a mild infestation, at some point there's going to be a threshold beyond which it moves off into that moderate. So maybe you should be pretty aggressive under the mild situation. If you've got a moderate infestation, then you're going to have to do some active restoration and long-term management. And if you're all the way over here where you totally lost your community, your desirable community, you're going to have to ask yourself some hard questions like, maybe it's not worth it in this site. Maybe it's constantly disturbed and we're never ever going to be able, until we change that pattern, we're never going to be able to maintain a plant community that we really want to have. So, roadside and things like that sometimes it might fall into that category. So, next slide. Okay. All right. So, what places on the landscape and what management activities might influence these resource availability conditions that lead to cheatgrass invasion? Next slide. So we came up with a model. This is really the work of Marcus Munis, who was one of the graduate students who worked on this project, and he collected all the data that I'll be presenting. So the players in this include, the plants that are there, either your desired species, and in this case, the invasive species, which is cheatgrass. Your environment, biotic environment, including livestock, wildlife, insects, microorganisms, and the abiotic environment as well. So what's your climate like? What are the soils like? Next slide. So the idea in this resource balance hypothesis is, or model, is that situations where resources are readily available and are not being used by the plant community are likely to favor species like cheatgrass that are well poised to take advantage of, to utilize resources, soil resources in particular, to grow rapidly. Okay, so this is our kind of balanced model with cheatgrass on the left, your desirable plant community on the right, and the resource supply and resource demand as the two things that change and alter the balance between the two. Next slide. So if you do something to increase the resource supply, so maybe you add fertilizers, or you remove the plant community, you disturb the soil, or if you do something to reduce the demand by using an herbicide or something to eliminate the plant community, then the balance is going to tip towards cheatgrass. Next slide. So how does landscape position relate to this resource availability? Next slide. Okay, so when you look at the landscape, this is a picture of a location in southeast Wyoming. Everything up on that hillside that's kind of tawny brown, that's cheatgrass. And then look at the toe slope down here. It's full of shrubs and perennial grasses, no cheatgrass. So what happens on this landscape is resources are, water and nitrogen, are redistributed from the top of that hill. They're washed down into the toe slope, which is more fertile, deeper soil. Okay, so you've got, all right, next slide. So you've got variation in the timing and quantity of resources depending where on that landscape you're located. So we can put together kind of a matrix that generalizes about resource availability on the landscape. If you're looking at a south-facing upland slope, soil texture is probably going to be pretty coarse, soil organic matter is likely to be low, and temperature mazic is applied, and unburnt control, so no mazic is applied. We saw no difference in ammonium availability. However, nitrate was elevated in May. Here, the green and red bars. Okay, that was a statistically significant difference. So applying the herbicide led to a flush of resource availability early in the season. Okay, next slide. All right, so I'm out of time, but maybe 1 minute to, is that 15 or is that 20? That's 20, okay. So next slide. We use kind of a adaptive management model for our handbooks. It starts with this question, do I have cheatgrass? And from there, no. If no, you go to the prevention side. If yes, you go to these other steps. Next slide. So the chapters are organized this way with, we go into biology, some about setting goals, and working with other people, assessment and monitoring, then management methods, management scenarios, and then we have appendices with all kinds of techniques for monitoring and monitoring sheets and all that kind of stuff. Next slide. So I just want you to know this is available at our Rocky Mountain Cheatgrass Management website. That's the web address. If you want to jot it down, have it on the last slide too. Next slide. You can find the handbook. You can just click on the hyperlink here on the home page or go to the publications page. Next slide. And you can download it from here for free, or you can order a copy for $10. And the University of Wyoming Extension will send it to you. Next slide. Okay, and this is what when you click on those hyperlinks, it's going to take you to this page, which is the University of Wyoming page. Next slide. Okay, and for the future, for the Rocky Mountain Cheatgrass Management Project, keep your eye on that website. It'll be kind of a clearinghouse for information, links to articles and presentations and everything that we can find for managers associated with cheatgrass management. And our team is going to continue to evolve, so stay in touch. Next slide. All right, and there again is our web address for the website if you'd like to copy that down. Sorry for taking up all the time. But.
Maybe one quick question. Are you guys looking at grazing implications as well, or mainly